Now I could see how if there was a young man named Jackson H. who's told about this corner, he might have an idea about his future maybe. And this here's the corner of Jackson and H Street at the northwest corner of Lafayette Park or Lafayette Square at the White House. And if you look in the Bible at 1 Samuel 18, it describes Jonathan and David, who per se might be Jackson H's father and stepfather. And in that story, Jonathan disrobes, giving all to David, the king, and Jonathan is Saul's son. And in that passage, that is when basically he says Jonathan strips down to be for David, according to King Saul, including down to his sword. And now we see what is possibly the story here of this part of this thing. And that's what that could be right there. And the stories and the names are part of my life, actually, including Nathaniel, me, Philip, and the names Gracie and Leah that he said yesterday, which is really Grace and Leah or whatever. Who gives a fuck? That's his other kids. He's also got a son named Samuel, per se, if that's true. So, many, many thanks to the red, white, and fuck you. And after that nice passage, 1 Samuel 18, I'm going to show you the other side of this nice statue, because it's really impressive. In fact, Baron von Steuben will be very proud. I wonder if he's related to Beethoven and Edward Scissorhands. One would never know. But in commemoration of the naked boy with the sword and the military general, let's take a look at the ladies' side of the statue, where they could be naked with the weird lady in the chair who seems to have ropes or something to tie the kid up. Or she's got a big plant. I don't know what the hell's going on here. You don't have to ask me. Ask our government, because they seem to know everything. Sorry for being such an asshole. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm just showing people what exists in the United States that runs everything. This statue's been here. This statue's been here since 1960, I think. MCMX. No, I don't know. M is 1,000. Not sure. Good. How you doing, officer? Oh, by the way, if you're visiting Lafayette Square or Lafayette Park, they've actually opened up a lot of the security areas here that were previously secured. I just noticed that when the officer drove by, honestly. There used to be a lot of fencing up here. Like, I don't know. They must be feeling more comfortable in the area these days, I guess. There was those crowd control fences up through here for some reason. For like years. They just must have took them down last month or two. I'm not over here all the time. I've been kind of hibernating and trying to figure out my personal issues, which I've been doing well with. It just takes full attention rather than, shall I say, haunting the haunters of the world. I haunt them and point out things to them because someone needs to, and most people are scared to even come to Washington, D.C. who care at this point, in the global spectrum or the national spectrum. That's how it is. Just real shit. That's real shit.
one asking friggin' 15-year-olds on dates. And I'm in the sex industry. Yeah, Gracie and Leia.
Do you know what the machete is?
Gracie, she was adopted in Ethiopia by a family. Yeah. Yeah, that you asked on dates. I mentioned names. You ask them on dates. You ask them on dates. Oh, so great. There's only one Gracie on the planet Earth. And there's only one Leia on planet Earth. How fucking zero IQ are you?
I don't know, man.
There's only one Gracie and one Leia.
Man.
There's only one Gracie and one Leia.
Did you steal that hand idea from the Native American people?
Which one? Hand? No, that was given. That was given by a Sudanese person.
Hey, do you know what brain damage is?
Yeah, what you have.
Brain damage is.
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 Yeah, what you have. Like every health service in DC knows.
So now again, what did I used to do for a job? Since I lived here for months, then went to jail, then came back and lived here for months again. And they had no problems with me until I moved out. And his friend Cody shorted me on weed, and then Neil fucking started saying that I'm a pedophile. Then he started saying it. Cody said it. And but they really trapping here. Go ahead and keep telling kids about your band, the Dildos, and Anarchistic Youth Brigade all around the world, and all the little kids you talk to all the time to spread your good vibe. Well, that's what you get, bro, for lying about me. For straight up lying.
I've never lied about you.
Good collection.
Guess who's magicier than you now, stupid ass?
A lot of people would, because I'm not magic.
You don't use a wheelchair.
I do. Every health agency in the district of London knows I use wheelchair. Yeah, he's not.
Big of her. Build this house.
Yeah. It rains for about like 20 drops, right? It is. And I'm gonna put this under here. That's under here.
Yeah, I got one. Hold on. The last I checked. It's supposed to get rain around 11. I think what I'm going to do is finish cutting the interior of this. Alright, set it up. Got some acetone. Way to keep the rats away.
Do you still feel a little bit coming down?
A little bit taller. Turn it back to a 1 or 2 now. Heavy rain around 2 a.m.
Heavy rain at 2?
Time to do things, so about 4.
So hey, Flip, when I let you cut my hair 2 years ago, did you get a boner, like a hard-on? Did you come in your pants, Filipos, when I let you shave my head?
I've never cut your hair. I've never cut your hair.
You never cut my hair?
No, I've never cut your hair. What are you talking about?
Your car is really nice, so is your license plate. They helped put me in jail 2 years ago. Let's go talk to them about that. Well, you know the rest, don't you? Hello? Hello? And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul. And Saul took him that day, and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant, because he loved him as his own soul. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him, and gave it to David and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul sent him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servants. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing, to meet King Saul with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played. And Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, They have described unto David 10,000s, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom? And Saul eyed David from that day and forward. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house of David, played the evil spirit. Look how they come everywhere, even in Washington, D.C., when you're trying to read the Bible. It's so funny how they walk away like pussies, too. That's right, bitch. Double-edged sword out of the mouth. That's why. Let's get back to it. This is New Testament. I'm actually in Revelations, but I read this and I was like, what kind of a statue is that? And so that's why I'm doing this. Anyways, you know the rest of the story, don't you? Hey, I'm gonna go get back to running my errands rather than trying to change the world. You know how that shit is. Oh, we can't do that. That's what Donald Trump did, and that's fucked up. You can't just put the Bible upside down like that. That's not cool. Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that aren't cool, including this. And there's a statue up there of a boy handing a Roman general a sword. And it reminds me of a passage I read today of Jonathan becoming attached to David, and David being the young man giving a sword to Jonathan, or something like that. And there's a statue of that right over there on the corner of Jackson and H Street. That's very interesting if you knew my life.